Hello, future being. I am very ill today. My throat hurts, and you can probably tell. But nevertheless, I would like to tell you about one of the best weekends I've ever had. It starts Friday evening. Our friend Ash, who's been in the Falklands for 6 months, had a welcome back dinner, which I went to with Elliot and Bound and Ben and everyone else. The party wound down a bit. Ash decided to go off and do something completely different with Leo afterwards. So the rest of us went to a local pub to sample some ale and listen to live folk music, which is how we came to meet 3 Canadians. 2 called Jody and 1 called Tyler. Jody with a Y turned out to be Miss Quincy, an amazing folk singer, touring the UK with her collaborator Tyler, and playing a gig the next night at one of our other favourite bars. We had an awesome evening which ended with me and Elliot sneaking out of their bed and breakfast at 3 AM. Cut to Saturday. I awoke feeling pretty much the same as I do now, but with a real sense of motivation to do something. So I tidied my room. And by tidying my room, I mean actually tidying my room. Remember about a week ago when I was tidying my room? Didn't work. That took me a few hours. Even my cupboard is tidy, which is a first for the almost 2 years I've lived here. Later that day, in the spirit of trying new things, I had agreed to go to a football match with my friends Callum and Dan. If you haven't figured it out already, I'm not a very sporty person and I do not care about football. But I went along and I felt very British and I had a lot of fun, even though a lot of the time I really didn't understand what was going on, and the rest of the time I was pretending not to know what was going on for comic effect.
Oh yeah, kick the ball. Kick it more.
Cut to later that day. We'd promised Miss Quincy and co that we'd go to see their gig at the Jolly Brewer. I'd listened to their music online overnight and I was really excited to see them live. We turned up early so we didn't miss anything and we had lots and lots of fun. See enclosed random footage of us at the gig. I also spent a lot of time talking to Jody with an IE, their manager, who is also a photographer and let me play with her amazing 17mm lens. One day I will own one and it will be a beautiful day and people will rejoice. So the evening ended with lots of hugs and handshakes and goodbyes, and it felt really good to have met these people so randomly and to have become friends and fans of each other in a day. I hope for your sake, future being, you have kept in touch with these people. And it wouldn't be an amazing weekend without coming away with a few lessons learned, namely that all Canadian people are lovely, and that I'm a sucker for girls called Jo. Plus a handful of amazing souvenirs. The fork from my football stadium pucker pie, which I only discovered was in the bag after I'd finished the pie. Tyler's solo CD, which he said I could use in my videos. A copy of Miss Quincy's latest album, which she threw at me across a crowded bar. And Miss Quincy's Mittens, which I stole on the first night and forgot to give back on the second night. I really did mean to give them back. She just didn't remind me. Maybe sometime in the next year or 2 our paths will cross again, and we will do amazing creative things, and Miss Quincy will get her mittens back.